I do have dripstone blocks. I knew it. Hello, welcome back to Grandpa Streams Minecraft. Hope you're having a great day. I'm having a pretty good day. My name is History West and we are back on my Forever World. And I sound different than usual, hopefully better. I just got a new microphone, but I am not using it. Instead, I am using the built-in microphone in my computer, because I had a plug-in microphone and I realized it just was not working that great. And so I bought a new microphone and tried it, and it worked just as poorly. Then I tried the online or the built-in microphone, and it seemed to be working the best of the three. So that's what I'm using right now. Anyway, we are just about finished with the exterior of our inn. Tavern. No, it's not a tavern, it's an inn. It's not going to have a bar room, but I don't know yet that it'll have any interior furnishings or not. We're going to set up a couple of little chairs here, benches in front where people can hang out. So yeah, Wandering Villager Inn. Here's what it looks like. You can see it's got two slightly different pitched roofs. I wanted them to be slightly offset from each other. And it has a pitched roof in between too. It goes up and then there's a straight bit and then it pitches off. And that's actually a connecting hallway through there. So in just a second, we'll go up and go inside. So we've got 4 buildings in our area here, which is going to be our medieval village. We've got our town hall over there, our train station, our inn, and our factory. And the town hall and the factory are both based on pictures that I saw online, whereas the station and the inn here are both just me winging it. So inside we've got one room flows into another and another, and then this little add-on, which is like some kind of storage room. You can see on the lower level, the windows are all done with fences. And then up here, we've got, this will be probably divided into rooms or let. Here's the hallway into this second area, and you can see this last little area below the storage area is single story. So we've got some foliage growing around. We have little signs with beds to make this clear. This is an inn in addition to the sign. And the municipal factory over here, this is our villager breeder up there, and these guys down here are just hanging out. And the next building I want to build will be right over here, and it's going to be some kind of shop / living place for some villagers. Maybe a smithy, since it's going to be like right over here would be a good spot for a smithy, I think. But today what I want to do is travel and find some pale wood. Now I've looked on Chunkbase to see where pale wood can be found, and it's quite a hike, but I think we can do it. I'm not that interested in fighting and creaking right now, or fighting anything really. I just want to get some pale wood and some saplings. Come back and use our manual tree farm over here to produce some of that pale wood. So by using Chunkbase, I know the direction basically which way to go. Now I believe I showed last week when I had a mixed up schedule, that I am using Modrinth, and I'm using a group of mods now to speed up the game. I think I'll make a new bed to take with me. And I think I will make a boat too, just to be on the safe side. So yeah, I was using Optifine, and I was down to around 10 frames per second rather, and it was getting tough to play. So by adding a bunch of optimization mods like Sodium and etc. and Iris and stuff, currently we are at about 52 frames per second, and it gets higher than that too. We were up in the 80s earlier. So we're going to head off in this direction. I want to rip up this road and eventually change it up. Just going to stick these, no, not those. Stick those in there for now. Okay. So my name is History Wes. I am a grandpa. That's the title of the series, Grandpa Streams Minecraft. And I have been playing since 2017. Play Minecraft. My game playing on personal computer goes way back to before most of you were probably born. I bought, well, let me tell you, it was about 1982, and I was visiting my grandparents, and I was already a grown man, but I was hanging out there, and I had decided that I was going to buy a video game system. And you really had two options in those days. You could get an Atari video game system, which came to be known as the Atari 2600, or you could buy an Intellivision. And the Intellivision was known to have better sports games, and the Atari was known to have better arcade games. And if you looked at them now, they don't look like much, just little dots on the screen, basically. But I was sitting in my great-grandmother's living room. My great-grandmother, I don't remember if she had died or if she was in a nursing home, but my grandparents still had her house. And so I was sitting there watching TV, and I saw a commercial with William Shatner on it, Captain Kirk. And he said, why buy a video game when for the same price you can buy a real computer? The Commodore VIC-20, the wonder computer of the 80s. And I said, yep, that is for me. So when I got back home to my own city, I went out and I bought one. And yeah, if you have not experienced the primitiveness of those computers from the early 80s, you don't know what you're missing. No flash drive, no disk drives, not hard nor soft disk drives. You connected either, with the VIC-20 you could get a game cartridge, which plugged in the back, or you could get games on cassette tape, that special cassette that plugged in. And so where the heck am I? I think I need to go across this water here. But I might wait until sunrise. So, the first games that were available were on cartridge. And many, many more became available as time went on. But a few of them became available on cassette. And you could also buy computer magazines back then that were super thick, and the back half of the magazine would consist of the program printed out for different apps or games. And you could type that in by hand into your computer and save that to your cassette and get a game that way. And I also experimented with making my own games, and I was actually amazed that I was looking around online and found somebody had an archive of old VIC-20 games, and a couple of the apps that I had written were in in that archive. They weren't very impressive as games go, but still. So anyway, that was 1982, my first computer, and I just loved playing computer games from that point on. And I eventually had a Commodore 64, which was the more advanced one, and then I got a Commodore Amiga 500, which was a pretty advanced computer for its time. It was the first computer that had multitasking, and it had a graphical user interface like you would find, well, like you find on everything now, like Windows or Macs. I thought for a second that I might be coming upon the pale forest here. That's the dark forest, but those leaves right there looked awfully pale, but that's not them. Anyway, So Commodore eventually went out of business, and I bought a PC. The first one I bought was an IBM laptop, and then about a year later I bought a better IBM laptop. And let's see. It worked out great because I had just graduated college by that time and was going on to become a teacher. And I was the first teacher at my school that used an electronic gradebook. And don't want to freeze. I thought I saw an Enderman around here. So, of course, I was using my IBM to play games. So I bought a desktop, and I believe it was an HP. And I went through several desktop computer systems. And at one point, after taking a class on Novell networking, I built a couple of computers. I built a very heavy-duty one for myself, and then I found a bunch of older parts, and I built a couple of kind of surplus computers for my kids. And after I had built one and it got old, I had the option of building another one or buying one, and at that point building a computer was kind of a been there, done that kind of a thing. So I bought a computer, and I think it was an HP. Used it, went through all the Windows versions, but eventually it just seemed to me that Windows was getting worse and worse with every incarnation. Really bad was Windows XP. But hey, I see pale trees down there. Look at that. And a goat. So when it came time again to get a computer, I decided that I was ready to try something different. I decided to get a Macintosh. That was right at the time they came out with a new version of the iMac. The one that did not have a CD drive for the first time. And so I bought it, and since I had lots of games that were on CD that were both Mac and PC compatible, I went ahead and bought a Lush Cave. I went ahead and bought, I thought it was getting dark, but that's the effect of being in the pale garden. Interesting. So, as I was saying, I bought a CD-ROM that plugged into it, which was pretty cheap anyway. And oh, look at all the bamboo. Okay. Anyway, so I've been a Mac guy ever since. So I'm on my second Apple iMac. The first one was 2012 that I bought it. I've given it to my son. He still has it, although he doesn't use it very much. He has several PCs. I am on my second desktop, which is a 2019 iMac, 27 inches. 27-inch 5K screen. Let me tell you, once you've gone with a 5K screen, it really sucks to have to go back to anything less than that. I don't think that you can find the tree hearts, the creaking hearts, when it's daytime, right? They're just regular trees during the daytime. I'll be honest, I don't want to hang around and fight any creakings tonight. In my family game, in a multiplayer world, I fought a creaking, but I had an elytra. I could just fly out of there when things got bad. So I'm kind of not sure what I'm going to do with this wood, but it just seems like it'd be good to have that option to use the wood, pale wood. And we got some eyeball plants here. Okay. I think I'm ready to head up the hillside. And it looks like it's getting dark. There we are. Okay. Maybe I should have brought some leather shoes, but Oh well. So that's east. So I'm going north. That's the right direction. And here we go. So anyway, lately I have been buying lots of Steam games because they've been on special, and I think Steam overall is, oh, here we go. No, thank you, skeleton. Steam overall is a great place to get games and to play them, as long as they don't get confused as to your location. I had a whole thing where I was having trouble logging on because they think that I live in Washington State, where I have never been, never visited, and instead of where I live, which is in the Southwest. And now I'm just tunneling because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get on the other side of the mountain without falling down, killing myself, or falling in a hole. Did I just see a bee? No, I guess not. I'm trapped in a snowstorm. Now a rainstorm. So I've got jungle to the right of me and forest to the left of me, and a zombie somewhere nearby. Oh, there's a hot cow. And I don't mean that I find the cow attractive. I mean, you know, it's a hot biome cow. Okay, we're still going north. We're still going north. We picked a more difficult path than the way we got here in the first place, but I do see water down below. Okie dokie. And we got some leaves too. Okay, that was an accident. Okay. And we're back on our way, hopefully home. Anyway, as I was saying, I've been buying lots of Steam games, although I have not been playing them. When I see something on sale, I've been buying it. Hopefully, sometime in the not too distant future, I'll be able to sit down and enjoy some gaming. Do I see a chest in there? No, I don't. Okay. I'm at a loss of which direction to go. I think I'll go this one. I had added Zeros' mini map to the mod list that I have on this game, but I found it distracting, so I took it back off. But now would be a good time when it would be useful. Let's see. Which way? We're going east toward. We're going east, but I want to go north. So hopefully there's a river and not just an inlet. Okay, there we go. There's a river. There's a lot of jungle to the south of my base area. There we are, home sweet home. Here's our bridge. We need to add some more moss to it. I like this one. This one's got plenty of moss hanging down. Okay. I'm home, kids. Now, what do I do with all these snowballs? I make them into snow blocks for some reason. Actually got quite a bit of pale wood and saplings. Okay. So it's nighttime. Let's go up here and sleep. So before I started playing Minecraft, I was super into real-time strategy games like Age of Empires. Also liked turn-based strategy games like Civilization. Although, you know, for me, Civilization 2 was the high point. They kind of went down from there. Well, they went down and up and down. Some were better than the others, but none of them were as good as number 2. And let's see how we do here. Yep, beautiful. Works like a charm. I don't anticipate using a lot of leaves, although you never can tell. But getting them into samplings is a good idea. So I tend to download the same kind of games that I always played. I downloaded Wandering Village, which I've actually played quite a bit lately. I like that one. Where you run a village, it's basically on the back of this huge kaiju-like beast. And Timberland, which is a civilization of beavers. That one's pretty good. Although I think of the games that I've played recently, Wandering Village remains my favorite. I like Mad Games Tycoon 1 and 2, just because they are so customizable. You run a games company, video games company. Not only that, but you can name the games, and you can make just about every kind of modification you would think of. What I have not played very much is role-playing games like Baldur's Gate, which my son and my daughter are both very into, but let's turn that down a little bit. So, there's a reason I played lots of Dungeons and Dragons when I was a young man, but the part that I always enjoyed was creating my own story and my own world. So playing, something set in the Forgotten Realms, which is a cool setting, but it's not the kind of game that I'm really interested in playing. I want to play my own world, which is why I am into writing. Whoops. Pay attention, Wesley. So I've written a number of books that are fantasy type books. In fact, I wrote some that were based on the setting is based on the role-playing world that I set up for my kids and myself to play back when they were kids. Eaglethorpe Buxton is the series, and it's a comedy, tongue-in-cheek kind of fantasy setting. Eaglethorpe Buxton is a storyteller and rogue, and he tells you the story of his adventures. And then I have a kind of a more serious version of a typical fantasy setting, and that is the Greywater Adventurers Guild, of which so far there's just one volume out. But those books, Eaglethorpe Buxton and the Greywater Adventurers Guild, available wherever books are sold. You can find them on Amazon in paperback or Kindle. And the Greywater Adventurers Guild you can find at Audible as an audiobook too. So then I've got a whole lot of other books that I've written that are science fiction and fantasy, but not your typical Dungeons and Dragons type setting. Again, if you're interested, you can find those books anywhere you buy books. So I suppose that whole desire to create your own thing is why Minecraft is such a big draw to me. Because you can build whatever you want. Or not. And I watch these YouTube channels where the guys talk about what's wrong with Minecraft, and it's usually has to do with the armor or power progression of the game, and they've got ideas on how to fix it, which are all great if you know, you're playing like they are. They want to fix the game to work for them, but not necessarily for anybody else. And that is the thing about Minecraft, is there are like 1,000 different ways to play it. I don't personally care about the power progression. I don't care about fighting bigger and bigger monsters. You know, I want to fight the Wither mostly to get a beacon, and I might, you know, set out and fight the Wither with friends because it's fun or whatever. But yeah, I'm playing Minecraft. I'm not playing Baldur's Gate 3. Which I hear is a great game. When the price goes down, I'll probably buy it. It's too expensive right now for something that I probably won't play that much. This is a great little tree farm, manual tree farm, but I am concerned about how much bone meal I'm using. But I suppose I could just take it all out of one of those two dispensers and just put the bone meal in one dispenser. Then again, I might just take all the leaves and extra crap saplings and stuff that from here that I don't need and put them into the recycler and make more bone meal. Or I could go out and find myself a skeleton farm. I remember playing my first game of Minecraft. I discovered a spawner. I had no idea what it was, so I destroyed it. It was either a skeleton or a zombie, I don't remember. And I remember the first time I saw a witch. I came out of my house in the morning, and there was a witch just standing there. And I was like, is this in person? What is this? Because at that point I had not even seen a villager yet. And so I walked over toward the witch, and she hit me with a potion, as witches do. Of course, there's so many things that I didn't know when I started playing. I had not watched any Minecraft on YouTube or anything. And now I watch it every day. Been watching some Thwip this morning, as well as some Hermitcraft. Season 10 of Hermitcraft is coming to an end, which is good, I think. Season 10's been one of my favorites, but it's good to kind of renew. People drop off. It's true with any kind of server group, not just the people on Hermitcraft. I play on a server, and it's been a while since I've seen anybody else on there, although I know people do get on occasionally. It's been a while since I've been on there. We're cranking out lots of wool in our wool factory here. Got bricks in here if I need some. I've used white. How's blue? Yeah, a lot. Okay. I need to make more stuff out of wool. Okay, I think I've got enough to start. I'm going to put my saplings in the sapling box. Let's get all the saplings out of here, of all the different varieties. There we go. Okay, and these leaves, do we have any other leaves in here? Nope. Go put them in the recycle box along with these seeds. And scoot back over to 37 frames per second. I wonder what is making this slow down so much. Probably the sheep. Now it's up to 40. So I do like my little railway through the jungle here. Looking forward to expanding it. Okay, so up here, first of all, we're going to have our walkway kind of come from there to here. And over to here. Okay, just to get an idea. Okay. And we're going to give ourselves a little bit of pale wood here, and we're going to make some pale trapdoors. Not that many, but like a dozen maybe. There we go. And we're going to make a couple of planters. Let's see. Right here, 1, 2, 3. We'll stick our eyeball plants in here. I wrote a series of books called The Sorceress and the Dragon. There are 10 volumes out, and one of the things in the book is that wasn't enough. Is that there are plants that have an eyeball in the middle of it, which I wrote and published these many years ago, long before they came up with the eyeball plants in the Pale Garden. My eyeball plants have human eyeballs in them, or at least human-looking eyeballs. And so they're a little bit different. All right, first of all, I'm going to get rid of this podzol and just have dirt here. That'll do it for now, and then we're going to do another little planter right here with our other eyeball plants. Anyway, I think the eyeball plants are one of my favorite additions to the Pale Garden drop. Okay. Oh, good gravy. Look at you fools. What am I to do with you? Okay. Can you guys come on up? Would you? Good. Now don't fall in there again. All right. I should just... I didn't want to really fill this hole in, but these morons need some protection from themselves. So, fencing seems appropriate. So let's try this. Okay. Okay. Now, so we come off of here. They could, oh, they don't like to go on rails, so that should be good there. nobody else is stuck down there, right? Okay, so how many of you are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I know 9. All right, maybe we haven't lost any. I was going to say I know I lost at least one, but there's 9 of them now, so there we go. I didn't realize how late time was getting. Okay, some stone. Oh, we got plenty of stone here. Okay. Okay. We're going to be fairly close in, so we're going to, yeah. Six, 7, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so okay, and we're going to go, how many is that? It's 2, 3, 4. As the villagers would say. I think we'll make this a little deeper. And that deep, I think. Yep. So, my name again is History Wes. We're getting ready to close for the day. I stream tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and every Sunday and Saturday and Sunday. And at the same time, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So I invite you to stop by and join me. And tomorrow we're going to continue and finish this little shop here. it's going to be a smithy of some kind. Maybe not a blacksmith. It'd be a weaponsmith or maybe some other kind of smith. I don't know. But all I know is some of those villagers are going to live in there. Not all of them, but some of them. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for spending some time with me. And feel free to check out my channel where I have a lot of Minecraft videos. And if you feel like subscribing, that would be great. And we're almost to 500 subscribers, and we're going to do something special when we get there. Don't know what yet. I might make this double wide. Alright. Hope to see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. And as always, keep on Minecrafting.